Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. I'm your host, Snow, and yeah, we are in Lily Cove City. You guys may remember in the last episode, I taught you guys pretty much like my method for racking up experience and money at this part of the game. We are currently sitting at like a little over $500,000. I think it's like 300 something. I don't remember. 530 something thousand, yeah. Anyways, geez. Basically, the reason for doing that is because we are actually going to be beefing up our Pokemon and then continuing on with the rest of the series. So, I like to do this in this game because, well, it's really easy to exploit money out of the game. You still have 2 gym leaders left to go. And then on top of that, you still have the Elite Four to contend with. So, yeah, you know, this is, if you were going to start juicing in this game, this would be the time to do it, you know? A little bit of anabolic steroids for the Pokemon, you know. Anyways, yeah, you want to go to the 3rd floor. I accidentally went to the 4th, and you're going to talk to the lady over on the left. Now, I went and talked to the wrong lady at first. She's going to sell you X items, but this lady on the left is going to sell you that good stuff: the proteins, calciums, iron, zinc, carbis, and HP ups. So, yeah, we're going to buy like about 10 of each. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. So we're just gonna pretty much only stick to about 10 of each because, I mean, you can only give each Pokemon like a certain amount of each and every single one of them, because they all have, I forget if these raise EVs or IVs, but either way, like, you know, each Pokemon has their own levels and then like their own maximum levels of each stat that they can achieve. So you'll see like some of them will need more of certain items than other ones, and that's perfectly fine. But I like to do this to get them nice and juiced, and yeah, it's gonna make the next 2 gym battles as well as the Elite Four just that much easier. So yeah, pretty much like what we're gonna be doing here is just kind of I'm gonna speed everything up, and we are going to actually get everyone nice and roided up to the max, and then we're gonna sell everything off. So I'm gonna speed that up real quick, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have pretty much just maxed out everyone's either EVs or IVs, I don't remember, but we're going to start selling everything off. You will notice that for all these items, you pay almost 10 grand for them, and you get almost 5 grand back when you sell them. Now, of course, you know, that's because the shop has to make money somehow, but that's really no problem because, yeah, it's kind of worth it, honestly, to just go through whatever it takes in terms of, like, battling the reporters again to get the money back, because you're going to be getting experience with it anyways, so it's really, like, not even worth complaining about at all. So we're just going to sell all of the spare, I guess you could say, enhancements back off, and then from there we actually have to pretty much start on the next part of the story, which is continuing where we left off at. Now, this is where Lily Cove gets important, but I'll hit on that in a second. As you guys can see, everybody, I'm just kind of shuffling through like their summaries. Everybody's kind of maxed out as much as they can be at this current point in time. And yeah, as well as that, so on top of pretty much just getting all of our Pokemon like pretty much nice and beefy, at the very end of this episode, guys, I'm not gonna spoil it, but at the very end of this episode, we get very, very, very lucky. It's quite amazing, actually. It's quite amazing. So, yeah. But as you guys can see, right now in Lily Cove, there is Team Magma Grunts just kind of like scattered around, and they're gonna give you some hints as to what's going on. But this is a very popular part of the game for people to get a little stuck at. So this guy in particular, he's going to tell you don't go to the cave that's near the cove or whatever. And then a couple of the other guys, they're going to sit there and talk about like their secret hideout or whatever. So right now, you know, I'm pretty much just walking around Lily Cove and just checking with everybody that I can and figuring out if I can get any hints as to what's going on, because I'm not gonna lie, it has been a little bit since I had played this part of the game, so you know, it's very, very easy to get a little stuck when it comes to it. But don't worry, guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to get past it. This is a really popular part to get stuck at in this game, and as a matter of fact, there is quite a bit of people on Reddit, or in like past posts on Reddit, that I should say, that we're looking for advice for this part of the game. And understandably so, like, you know, it's pretty vague in terms of like what you actually have to do. So, how can I give you guys a hint? Remember the episode before last episode when we went to Mount Pyre, and we went to the top of Mount Pyre, and there was those two old people, and they were talking about how like an evil team, it was Team Magma, had stolen the red and the blue orb. Do you guys remember that? And then we got like this, it's like this weird, kind of like a, I forget what it's called. It's like a red something. It's not quite the red orb. It may be the red orb, but either way, when you go to the top of Mount Pyre, like we did in the episode before last episode, it triggers the event, but it's not fully done yet because there's still some other stuff we have to do, which is why those Whalmer are right there in the water, so you can't surf past them to get to the next city. And it's why when you go into the Aqua hideout, these guards are standing watch, right? Because there's actually some stuff that we have to do. So, you know, this is where people get stuck at, because they're like, what do I do? What do I do? Well, again, pay attention to the episode before last, Mount Pyre. That's where we kind of left off at, right? So it's very important that we look out for that, because there's actually going to be a place that we have to go to, and that's going to pretty much trigger both the Whalmer to leave and the guards that were sitting watch inside of the cove to leave. But before we do any of that, we're just going to head on right on over here. We're going to grab this max repel, because this is Pokemon. You're allowed to be greedy, and you're also allowed to eavesdrop on these old people talking about when they were young and not wrinkly. I apologize if you're wrinkly. You know, it'll happen to all of us one day anyway, so it's all good. It's all good. Anyways, yeah. We are going to need to fly over to a different city, and I believe we are going to be starting to do that right about now. So here we are. We are not in Verdant Turf Town. It's definitely not Verdant Turf Town. This is Lava Ridge Town. There we go. So first things first, if you talk to this lady over in Lava Ridge, this does not like matter to the actual story, but she'll give you an egg. So we're going to put somebody in the party, or we're going to put somebody that's in the party in the box. So we can that way we can grab this egg, and we're not gonna hatch this egg though. We're gonna put it in the box, because I hatched the egg before when I played this game, and I'm pretty sure it's just a Togepi egg. Now I really wanted a Why Not egg. I thought you were supposed to get Why Not in this game, but you know, don't think it works that way. So instead, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this egg in the box and just kind of forget about it for a while. I'll probably hatch it off camera, honestly, or I can do that like later on in the game after we beat it, just as like a little side thing. I'm really not sure. Yeah. Anyways, so from Lava Ridge Town, I'm gonna show you guys where to go. So I actually had to cut a little bit because I accidentally went to the wrong place. I went to Meteor Falls instead of where I actually needed to go. So yeah. Part 2, here we go, guys. So we are actually going to be messing around with this little jagged pass area here. So what we have to do is we have to go down these ledges here, and we have to ride the cable car up to the top of the volcano. And I'll show you guys when we get there. So I accidentally uncovered this area when I was grinding off screen trying to level up Shartito. I was over here because there's some fire types you can get over here, of course. So let's say you haven't done this before. Right when you get over here, this little cave will open up. Like your character will stop and the cave will open up. And this is the magma hideout. So we are going to just kind of screw around in here for a little bit. And yeah, first things first though, we have to teach Pokemon strength in order to get through this part. So we're going to go ahead and teach that to Shartito. I was debating whether or not I should teach it to Shartito or if I should teach it to Jazz. But ultimately, I decided on Shartito. And, you know, it's one of those things where I'm not going to really stress it too much, because if I wanted to teach Shartito some other stuff later on down the line, we have Lily Cove City available now, which means we have the move deleter, and I can get rid of HM moves with that dude, so we can unteach him strength or whatever other move that we wanted to unteach him. and then we can replace it with a different move. So it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. So we're just going to get rid of Bite because we already have Crunch, and I'm going to replace Crunch for Strength. So yeah, or I'm going to replace Bite for Strength. My fault. So we're just going to push this boulder aside right here. Come up here. Push this one aside right on over here. And we are going to make our way in. And yeah, we're going to get stopped by a whole lot of Geodude, Gravelers, and Torkoals. And in hindsight, definitely should have bought some repels. I feel like that would have made life a lot more fun. But it is what it is, so yeah. Now, I know that I'm a little critical with this, but you know, everybody has their own favorite Pokemon. Like, if there's a Pokemon out there, it is somebody's favorite Pokemon. That's just the way it works. And I know I've talked about Pokemon that I don't like in past episodes, but I don't like Graveler's design at all. I'm just going to be completely forthcoming with you guys. I don't like his design at all. You know, like, Geodude is very basic. He's just a rock with arms and eyeballs, but he's kind of cool looking. But Graveler is like, bro, what happened to you? You know, he kind of looks like Geodude turned into the Cookie Monster. And, yeah, it's, I'm sorry if Graveler happens to be your favorite Pokemon. I promise I'm not trying to be offensive. I've always looked at Graveler and been like, what the deuce, you know? What the deuce? Anyways, we're gonna pretty much just, for the most part, we're gonna follow the path of trainers. Basically, if you guys don't know what's going on here quite exactly, so you gotta remember, we are currently in a volcano, and we are messing with Team Magma in a volcano because they found Groudon, like, at the very center base of the volcano. So yeah, they're trying to awaken Groudon, which honestly is like the dumbest thing in the world. Like, when you think about it, Groudon and Kyogre control weather to an extreme degree. Like, Groudon is extreme on one end of the spectrum, and then Kyogre is extreme on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Jeez. My English, whenever it's time to record, just does not want to English, I swear. Anyways, yeah, Groudon is like... Groudon is weather to one extreme, and then Kyogre is weather to the entire opposite extreme. And I understand that, like, in every Pokemon game, like, the evil team is just out of their minds. Like, you know, you're not even going to be, like, affecting humanity or threatening mass amounts of lives in your own region, but, like, no, like, within the entire freaking world, pretty much, you know? And it's so bad, because it's like, you sit here, and you take this mythical beast that controls heat. Like, he creates massive, severe levels of heat waves and drought. And you think that because you woke him up, when he was probably having, like, a real good sleep, you think that because you woke him up, that he is, like, entitled to listen to you. Never once thought to throw, like, a freaking Ultra Ball at it or something. No. We woke it up, it should be ours to control. Like, it's... These games... Like, not to get too deep here, but these games really do a great job of highlighting human stupidity at times. Because it's like, say for instance, you know, for the Sinnoh region. One Pokemon controls time and the other one controls space. And then Team Galactic, some dorks in suits, are like, oh yeah, we're gonna mess with that. Yeah. We're just gonna open space and time rifts, and we're just gonna destroy the whole. We're gonna risk destroying the whole fabric of space and time while doing so because we want power. Yeah. Like, bro, either Palkia or Dialga will put y'all in a freaking blender. Like, let's be logical here, guys. Y'all are an organized group of criminals. I am a 10-year-old. Okay? My character in the game is a 10-year-old. Who do you think it's gonna listen to more? That is exactly what I thought. Anyways, but yeah, like, you know, it's just, it never ceases to amaze me, guys. Like, I don't know. To me, like, the whole fact that we're in this volcano is ridiculous, but we wouldn't have a story without it, so I guess it's not all that bad, but it's a little crazy to me how like these evil teams in these games, like, how they operate, because it's, I don't know, man. Like, the whole time I was playing this game, right, like, parts of the Hoenn region had extreme heat waves and drought. Like, you could see the heat waves on the screen. And then other parts of it had extreme flooding and thunderstorms. Like, if you haven't played this game, I'm sorry for ruining that, but, like, when Kyogre and Groudon both get awoken, or become awakened, it creates such, like, dramatic weather patterns that you see around the region. And to me, it's like, wow, that is, that's, I don't know what you guys thought was gonna happen. But, I mean, anyone could have told you, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm ranting too much. Maybe I'm being a little too, hypercritical. But, you know, I can't be the only one who has thought these thoughts when playing these games, because it's a little ridiculous, you know? Anyways, we got a little lost, or not even lost, but we went down, like, the wrong area, so we're just gonna turn around and take the routes that we didn't take before, and we will get to the point where we gotta go to continue on with the story. Because, yeah. And then, right after we do that, we get extremely lucky. Like, probably the luckiest I have ever gotten in a Pokemon game. You know? Because, you know, it's like, yeah, we have a shiny Zubat, but, like, you know, I purposely hunted that thing off camera. And, you know, I found a shiny Zubat, like, on accident when I was younger. But, like, I didn't even know what it was, you know? But when it comes to luck, let me tell you, we got very, very lucky at the end of this episode. And, yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. I want to spoil it for you so bad, but I'm not going to. Anyways, we are pretty much just trying to get our bearings about us. And we are running into wild Pokemon like crazy. So, we're going to go, instead of going into that little cavern that we went into last time, we're going to keep going down the stairs. Like so. Right into here, right? And then we're going to run into a wild Geodude. Because, of course, this is Pokemon. Anyways, this guy's going to send out a Zubat, and we're going to send out Chicken Joe, and we're just going to put an end to this guy real quick. I'm tired of it. Boom. Quick little Blaze Kick. Trying to learn the move Smash, or not Smash, Slash. And we're not going to teach it that. I like the moveset we've got on Blaziken right now as it is, so screw it. And we have the option to either go into this cave, or we can go down these stairs. We're going to go down these stairs. We're going to talk to this chick down here. Try and get her number real quick. But instead, she's being stupid, playing hard to get, so, you know, we're just going to kill her ball toy and keep it pushing. You know, we don't need her anyways. And before we go into that cool little door right there, we're just going to grab this here Pokeball. Take that nugget. We're going to sell that later. And we're going to go down these stairs right over here. Probably going to run into a Geodude pretty soon. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I just kind of predicted that, guys. I forgot which encounters I had where. I'm not even going to cap. Anyways, yeah, that's 3 encounters. Just trying to get around that little corner there. And then this guy blabbed about Groudon. And that's probably why you're just a grunt still. That's probably why you're not higher up in your organization. Because you can't keep your freaking mouth shut, dude. Anyways, gonna go up here. Gonna do this little double battle here. And we're gonna take them out pretty quickly. Zubat and Numel, yeah, we're gonna Surf and I think it's Acid. Anyways, Surf took care of both, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go ahead and switch out Pokemon now. You know, try and keep everybody as evenly leveled as possible. So we're just gonna put Jazz and not Blades, but Jazz and Razor out. There we go. Gonna have a little Razor versus Numel action. Kill that thing real quick. Gonna send out a camera up. We're gonna Steel Wing that. Gonna Rock Slide us. Gonna Air Cutter. Another Rock Slide. And then we're gonna switch out because you know, yeah, we're gonna hit this thing with a Fly. It's gonna try Amnesia and we're gonna kill it. gonna send out a Mightyena, and we're gonna hit this thing with Bad Breath. They should have Dragon Breath. They should have named it Bad Breath. That would have been hilarious. Boom. Alright, so now he's gonna send out a Zubat. That's fine. We're gonna hit a Dragon Breath. Hit it with that Bad Breath. That need to brush your teeth breath. And take it out just like that. Alright. So we are going to, real quick, because we have a big battle coming up. Not even really a big battle, it's just a battle coming up. Gonna hit a quick super potion on good old Razor. Keep him nice and healthy, just like so. Alright, and we are pretty much almost where we need to be, guys. But first, get that little max revive out of the way. Heck yeah. And of course, you know, it's not to say, you know, nothing without running into a wild Geodude first. But as you guys can see here, Groudon is grayed out because he's sleeping peacefully. And then this guy is gonna give it this blue orb. And he thinks that because he brings Groudon this blue orb, that suddenly Groudon has to listen to him. Like a freaking dork. You're like, buddy, you're not that important. You know? You know? Anyways, he's sitting there whining and crying because Groudon's gone. And it's like, well, you know, what did you think? So he's going to battle us because we're poking around here unexpectedly or whatever. So, yeah, he's going to send out a Mightyena versus our Razor. We're going to hit this thing with an air cutter. And, you know, air cutter does not do as much damage as I was hoping, but that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So he's going to super potion way too early into the battle. And, it's not even a critical hit, but he almost killed him with that thing, so that's pretty cool. And then he got hit with recoil. They're going to send out Camerupt. We're going to send out Chartito. Be done with this part real quick. Just going to hit it with a quick Surf. And he's dead, just like that. He's about to send out a Crobat. We're going to send out NSFW. Yeah. Just going to murder this thing real quick, guys. There we go. See, regular Crobat looks cool and all, but I like shiny, you know. I mean, I'm not even going to lie. I think regular Crobat looks a little bit better than shiny Crobat, but shiny Zubat looks way better than regular Zubat, so yeah. Anyways, he's continuing to whine about Groudon, so he's going to go chasing it like a fool. And we're going to pretty much head out over here. Now, right over here is an escape rope. And I could have just used the escape rope right away, but I decided not to. But we end up eventually using it. Basically, you know, I start heading to get out of here on my own terms, and then I run into one last final Geodude, and I say, screw this. So, first we run into a Torkoal right around here. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We're going to keep on running. And then I run into a Geodude right around right here. And then that's when I'm like, yeah, I can't take this anymore. So we're just going to scroll past our escape rope like 3 times or so. But when we eventually figure out where it's at, we're going to get out of here, guys. I promise, I promise, I promise. Also, that Max Revive looks like a killer kidney stone. Like, that was probably really disturbing, but intrusive thought. Yeah, anyways, guys, we're about to get really lucky, so we're going to heal up. And Nurse Joy tells us that we have Pokerus. And if you guys don't know what Pokerus are, it's like a little bacteria that your Pokemon can get. And it lasts for about a couple of days, give or take. And it makes them grow exponentially fast, so let's figure out which one has it, yeah? Alright, Vibrava doesn't have it. But Chicken Joe, if you look at status right underneath him, it says PKRS, Pokerus. So we're going to send Chicken Joe out front, because every time he battles and levels up, he's going to gain extra EVs and IVs or whatever it is. But it doesn't end there, guys, because check this out. Boom! He has Pokerus. He has Pokerus. He has Pokerus. She has Pokerus. He has Pokerus. And so does he. So we've got a full team of Pokerus, meaning that every single time they level up or battle, they're just growing exponentially quickly. So that's amazing. That's like the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me in a Pokemon game ever. And I'm super excited about that, guys. Because Pokerus is super freaking rare. If you get it, you celebrate. And we got it right after beefing them all up too. Anyways, that's about it for today's episode, guys. If y'all like this one, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.